Hey friends, welcome. Friends, today we're gonna check JSP expressions. What are these? And first of all, let us check about what are these scripting elements. JSP scripting elements. Now in JSP there are a couple of JSP scripting elements, and to be very specific, in total there are 5 scripting elements, and the usage and working of each and every scripting element is different. And in this particular lecture we're gonna check the working of JSP expression scripting element. Before we start with JSP expression, let us quickly check and understand all these 5 scripting element as an overview. We definitely will check all these 5 scripting elements in detail in forthcoming lectures. So the first is the expressions scripting element, and the syntax is we make use of JSP tag followed by a equals to, and we close the JSP tag, and in between these tags we have the expression. The expression is a one-liner statement without semicolon, and this expression could be any single liner complete JSP code. So we will check on this. Next thing is JSP scriptlet, and inside the JSP scriptlet you can write a complete fragment of code, Java code or JSP code. And here is a fragment of code where we display hello world on the web browser as an example. Moving forward, then it comes to declarations. Inside the declaration we make declaration of variables and declaration of methods. We will check why declaration is important in the forthcoming lecture. Declaration inside the scriptlet is also possible, but there are plenty of situations where declaration inside the scriptlet will not work. So we will gonna check on that. Finally, then it comes to directives. Directives is a bigger chapter, and directives has various type of directives and various options in each of the directives, so we need to check on that. And finally it comes to comments. As we know, comments plays an important role in describing things, and as we know, it is always a good practice to comment things as the other programmers, and in fact the programmer itself will understand what was the purpose of the code. So I guess the overview of the JSP scripting is done and the explanation was easy to understand. Let's move forward. Let us dig more into JSP scripting element expressions. In order to save some time, I have already added this project in our Eclipse IDE. Let us quickly create a JSP file. For doing so, I will right click, navigate to new JSP file, and I will give the name as expressions, and in here I can click on next, and if I click on next we can surely select the templates, and let us keep it as default, and let us click on finish. Here we go. So here is a sample template, and in the title let us make it as expressions, and inside the body let us add an expression. So this particular expression would be the simplest one, and I will type in println hello world. And inside an expression we never use an semicolon, and if we use a semicolon there would be an error. Now friends, expression will always work on a single statement, and this is the reason why we doesn't require a statement terminator, because it would be only a single statement. Now we can also do one thing. For example, in here we make use of declaration scripting element, and for example I make use of public int entity, maybe x equals 5, and in here we would be printing 5 by calling the variable x, so the output would be 5. In here we are simply typing in x, which is the name of the variable. So I will execute the program and the output should be 5, which is perfect. So whenever we make use of expression and deal with string, we can also do this: new string, and create an object of a string type, and in here maybe I type in my name and save. Eclipse is giving some kind of error. I don't know why. The statement is correct. and the output is in front of us. So this is how we can handle a string under expression. And if we make use of println, it will not work. And the shortcut technique is very simple. We simply pass the string and execute the program. The output would be in front of us. So this is how we deal with expression. Now, not only expression is capable of printing a string, rather we can do one more thing. For example, in here I will type in new java.util.date. So I am directly calling the date method, and by doing this it will print the date on the web browser. So this would be the output. In fact, let us keep this as it is as an example, and let us again add one extra line of expression. In this particular panel, output panel, we can also check that it is JSP expression. So this is again a pointer. We can double click it and it will highlight the equivalent expression. So let us work with this expression. In here we can also do couple of more things. For example, we can do any operation, any logical operation or any arithmetic operation. For example, if I do this operation 25 multiplied by maybe 10 and save the program and execute the program, it will display the date and 250. And inside here let us add some BR tags to make things cleaner, and we are making use of self-contained BR tags. Here we go. And now the 250 would be in a next to next line. Here we go. So this is also possible. Let's proceed further. Let me copy this line and paste it in here, and let us add one more expression to it. And in here we will say is 25 greater than 50, and there would be a question mark, right? And as this is a text, we will keep it outside the expression, and inside the expression we would do a simple operation, and it would be 25 greater than 50. Now this particular operation is a boolean operation, and it will return true or false depending on the condition. The current condition is false, and now if I execute the program, it will show is 25 greater than 50, false, right? So operations are also possible. For example, in here we did an boolean operation, so this is again possible. Finally, let us do one more small little thing which will make the things more cleaner and clear in your mind. So finally, inside this expression, let us do some condition checking. For example, if 25 is greater than 50, and under braces we will add some, let me format it properly. Here we go. And inside this braces we can type in any expression, for example hi, else, or in fact it would be like true as a text, and in here we will type in false. Now inside an if block we cannot make use of direct string, but inside an expression, if we would like to display a string, we can directly type in the string. So this is a little confusing. The bottom line or the answer is these kind of expressions cannot be used inside an expression. We can only make use of statement which are complete statement and a single liner statement. For example, calling this method, or displaying a text on the console, or making a small calculation, or making a boolean operation. So these kind of operation are possible, but if we are making use of some condition like this, let me complete this statement as well. Print ln, and inside the parameter of print ln we will make use of this, and let me copy this and paste it in here, and in here I will type in false. If a statement is a perfectly complete statement and it's inside a expression, so this should not work and there would be an issue. Here we go. But as soon as I make it scriptlet we will check in a minute, and that too in a depth, then it should work. Here we go. I don't know why Eclipse is giving me these errors. even though the code is correct. There could be some kind of issue. In fact, there is some issue. The Eclipse is not integrating with Tomcat 9 as well. It was integrated with Tomcat 9, but somehow now it is not integrating. Some weird issues with Eclipse right now. So coming back to the topic, let me get rid of these line of code. Whenever we deal with expression, whatever is the output of the expression would be displayed directly on the web browser. So this is the bottom line. Inside an expression, only a single liner statement could be there. The output of the statement would be displayed inside the web browser, and expression doesn't need a semicolon as there is only a single statement. So this is all about JSP expression. I hope I have made myself clear. Thank you for watching and keep coding.